So we just got the very first teaser trailer for Wolfman. Let's check it out. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content, and let's get into the trailer. All right, here we go. All right, opening up on some bugs. Director of Invisible Man. Invisible Man is a fantastic movie. The first film in the monster universe of Lee Winnell.
It sounded like an animal.
Oh, that's cool. I think that's...
But I swear to God,
I like how they're doing that. It looks like claw marks.
Daddy, are we gonna die?
Okay, all right.
No, it's my job to protect
Christopher Abbott. Fantastic actor.
What's wrong with Daddy?
He got sick.
This is pretty interesting. I like how they built this theater.
Blake, stop!
Okay. That was gnarly. Wolfman.
Daddy, is that you?
Cool. All right, so that was the very first teaser trailer for Wolfman, which is one of my most anticipated movies of 2025. So, yeah, that looks pretty good. It's not a whole lot. There's not a lot of dialogue, and it's mainly just a couple shots with just building up the tension that is Wolfman. But yeah, no, that looks good. I'm excited. So basically, Wolfman follows Blake, played by Christopher Abbott, who ends up inheriting his childhood home from his father, who vanishes but is presumed dead. And his wife, played by Julia Garner, is a very up there businesswoman in New York, and he convinces her to take a break from the city life and to visit this remote childhood home of his as a family. So what was so great about The Invisible Man is that it is a recreation of the classic Invisible Man movie from the 40s, but Lee Winnell does something so fantastic in which he created a story around the Invisible Man that dealt with domestic violence, in which it can feel like your abuser is always behind you and they are invisible. In that movie's case, the abuser really was, he faked his death and he had a suit that made him invisible, and he just continued to stalk her. And it really was chilling in the way that Lee Winnell told a story about domestic violence, but really had it in the middle of this classic story. And I feel like that's how it's going to be with this movie as well. Because although, yes, it is a recreation of the Wolfman from the 40s, it's going to not really feel like a copy and paste. Yes, it's about a man that will eventually turn into a wolf, but I think this story is really going to be about family trauma and how, once people start acting a certain way, we begin to see them differently. We just get to see them as just a totally different person. So it's very metaphorical or very poetic that, his character will over time change into this wolf, like a literal different person. But it's going to be really interesting to see how Lee Winnell wrote this story, because first off, it looks great. It doesn't look like it's really trying to be overly graphic with the violence. I think it's just going to be a story that really helps us resonate with the characters and the story, just like how The Invisible Man did, because yes, in The Invisible Man, there was some pretty graphic violence, but it wasn't the main idea of the movie. Upgrade, which, by the way, Upgrade is a fantastic film. Lee Winnell also wrote and directed that, and I think it's so underrated and that more people should go watch it. But in Upgrade, violence was a huge part of that movie, and it didn't hold back at all. It was a huge part of that film, and it wasn't as big of a thing in The Invisible Man, but when it comes to the violence of that movie, it was very in your face. Like, it really made it make sense. Or like, Lee Winnell uses violence in a way that it actually pushes the story forward, which I think is going to be the same thing in Wolfman. I think it'll be more apparent than it was in The Invisible Man, because obviously we are following this beast person. But I think Lee Winnell uses violence in such a way that it's important to the story, and he's not just going to throw in a random, just random blood and, CGI blood or whatever. He doesn't do that. I think it's all going to be very practical, and it's really going to help us resonate with the story. Now, this was just a teaser. It wasn't an official trailer, so I am very excited for when the official trailer drops. But so far, this actually looks really, really promising. I trust Leigh Whannell. I mean, he has directed, like I said, Upgrade and The Invisible Man. Both are just fantastic movies. And he hasn't directed a film, I don't think. Well, no, I think he directed one of the Insidious movies, which I didn't watch. But I'm very excited for this, but also for the future of monster movies, because there are so many different, monster films from the 40s that could be readapted into these, mainstream Hollywood blockbusters that I think can be really important in telling specific stories. And I really like what Leigh Whannell is doing with these stories. I think it's very unique and different, and yeah, I support him 100%. I'm very excited for this movie. But let me know what you think down below in the comments. What do you think about this movie? Are you excited? Are you not excited? Are you indifferent about it? Just let me know what you think, because I'm very interested to see what other people think about it. And of course, if you have not subscribed yet, make sure you do so. Make sure you leave a like on this video and comment down below what you think about the movie. But anyways, that will bring us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I hope you are excited about this movie as much as I am. But yeah, that'll do it for this video, and I will see you in the next one. But remember, your movie moment is right around the corner. See you in the next video.